After the massive success of Kirby Air Riders and also Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, you gotta ask yourself and wonder, where's the next Super Smash Bros. Game? Now, of course, this game is not going to release till at least 2027, but you could still ask yourself, okay, so it's finally time to see another Super Smash Bros. Game. Are they even going to make another Super Smash Bros. Game? Because where could they go after Super Smash Bros. Ultimate? Now, these are all good questions, but I believe the answer you're looking for is yes, they are going to make another Super Smash Bros. Game, and I think Super Smash Bros. Ultimate might have hinted at what the roster, what the islands, and what the maps could look like. Now that Nintendo keeps evolving with expanding on more new characters, old characters, and mixing them all together, maybe we can see a lot of these things come to the actual game. Like, we have Toon Link, so imagine Paper Mario. Now, Paper Mario would definitely be a very interesting character. You could definitely take a lot of characters that are technically already in the game and give them their alternate form. Like, imagine Toad on a racing car or something from Mario Kart. I think that definitely would be really, really interesting. Maybe we could get Zelda's Link Between World form inside a Super Smash Bros. Infinite or Super Smash Bros. Beyond. Who knows how that is necessarily going to work, but you could definitely see something like that. What if we see Hilda from the Legend of Zelda A Link Between Worlds as well? Maybe we could see a Zora, a Goron, a Gerudo. Maybe we could see a bunch of different characters. There's definitely the groundwork for a lot of these characters that they would probably work very, very well together. Maybe you wanted to see Minda. Well, there you go. That would make a lot of sense. Maybe you want to go in between walls in A Link Between World Link, or what if you wanted Ravio or something like that? I think that all of these things would be great. And speaking on The Legend of Zelda, there's definitely still a lot of characters that you could see a full move set with, like Mipha, Daruk, Rivali, and Urbosa. Now, these are really great playable characters inside of Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity, and you could technically see how the moveset for that would definitely work. It would be a very, very interesting thing. Maybe we can see some more Samus characters return, or Metroid characters, as you would probably call it usually. It would make even more sense. Boss fights, bad guys, maybe even sidekicks at some point. All of these are very, very great characters, and you can take a look at all 500 Spirit characters and let me know what one you want to see at some point. Now, we all know that Kirby has alternate forms. Like, what if you were able to have Kirby, but Robobot Kirby? You were able to stomp on your enemies with Robobot, because that would be really, really cool. Yeah, there's definitely so many things, and I think the next Super Smash Bros. Games has that covered in characters. You can just look at the Spirit characters and say, do I want this one? I don't want this one. Who knows? There's so many things. Like, maybe you can get even more Pokemon. Like, I've always wanted to play as just standalone Charmander, because why not? I think that would have been very, very awesome, but we never got standalone Charmander anywhere. Where in the world is my Mew? Because I would like to play as Mew. I would like to play as Ditto. Imagine being able to shift into different things. What if you can use legendary birds or Dragonite or something like that? Pokemon would also work very, very well, and of course, everyone likes to use Pokemon inside of Super Smash Bros. Games. You can even use something like Rayquaza, Groudon, or Primal Kyogre. Who knows? All of these things would work very well. Now, for the map types, what in the world would be these maps? What in the world could we see? Now, of course, we can see mixed collages of either games that are right now, like Mario Kart World, Donkey Kong Bonanza map. Maybe we can even see the Donkey Kong Bonanza. Instead of the Donkey Kong moveset, we'll see a different Donkey Kong that breaks through things, or summons blocks and then breaks through things. Kind of like Steve from Minecraft, but Donkey Kong. You know, who doesn't like things like that? You could also start to see maybe some mixed stages. Like, you know, the fusion stages inside of Super Smash Bros. Well, maybe we could see more of those. Like, you're going from Kanto to Johto to Hoenn, something like that, like a Pokemon main level. Or maybe we could see a Kirby Air Riders level. Maybe we could see a bunch of different things, like Luigi Mansion level. I believe there is one like that, but it's not necessarily the newest Luigi's Mansion. you can see a bunch of different stages like that. It would make a lot of sense. A Link Between World stage. Hey, come on. If we're going to be seeing a Link Between World Link, hopefully we are, and the games return, maybe it's time to see a Link Between World Link Hyrule. That would make a lot of sense, and I hope we see a lot of these things. Because, hey, it's Super Smash Bros. Season. It's an exciting time to be a Nintendo fan, am I right? Because, hey, Michiru Sakurai is planning something, probably as we speak right now. Designing some characters, designing things that you could say, hey, these are really cool, Michiru. These are really awesome. I'm really excited to see. Maybe, like the stage builder, we're going to be able to create our own custom map. That would be really, really cool. So you can take assets from previously existing maps. Like, maybe you're using a Mario Maker map, you're mixing it with a Link Between World map and maybe Final Destination. And there you go, you mix it together and you got yourself a world that you can create. You can put essentially anything down. The world creator would be cool. Maybe you can create your own character, like that Ditto idea. You use the Ditto and you can turn into different characters, or you can make a fully custom character. Like if you want to give it the plume from Chikorita, well, or the feather from Chikorita, you can give him the feather from Chikorita. Then you can mix it with a Mario's hand and mix it with a leg from Link or something like that. That'd be really cool. Like the Skylanders Imaginators that you were able to kind of create your own Skylander. But hey, there you go. You were able to do this with Mii's, but you only had a variety of different attacks, like sword attacks, brawling attacks, or gunman attacks. But this would be truly custom. Do you want your character to have Fireball? If he's a Ditto, do you want him to have Shapeshift? You have the ability to choose in between different moves, and that would be the greatest thing ever. Now, for all the unlockables, would this have a story mode? Well, of course there would have a story mode. I honestly think that the Light World in Super Smash Bros. Honestly worked out really, really well. Because I love the fact how you only started off with a couple characters. You had to do the story mode to unlock more and more and more characters. It's really awesome to be able to play the game and unlock the characters instead of really getting all the characters for you. So that is something that I would love to see return. Like Kirby Air Riders did an amazing job with that. You were able to just get characters by playing the game, and they felt really, really great to obtain all of these characters. So overall, at the end of the day, it's a very, very interesting thing. And since it's hopefully going to be called Super Smash Bros. Infinity or something due to Galaxy, maybe we can see Final Destination and a Rift Black Hole that keeps changing the map every single like couple of seconds. That would be very interesting because hey, this would be probably the final Super Smash Bros. Game if we get a whole bunch of these characters. Like a buttload of characters that you would have never thought that would exist. Like imagine playing as the tree from Kirby. The tree there that you always fight. The Weeping Woods, I believe it's called. Imagine that. You start playing as that. Anyways, that would be honestly the coolest thing ever, and I hope we see it, because Super Smash Bros. Is the game that allows you to play with any of your favorite Nintendo characters, even some that you've never played before. Like, heck, from Super Smash Bros., I learned who Samus was. I learned from who Star Fox was. I learned who most of those smaller franchises branched off for me in Super Smash Bros. And then I went down to try out some of those games. And honestly, some of the games are great. Still never tried a Metroid game. Hopefully Prime 4 is going to change that for me. I mean, I tried it as a little demo, but besides that, I didn't really fully do the game. So overall, it's going to be a very, very interesting thing. I hope we see a bunch of these different things. I honestly do. And maybe we can use Super Smash Bros. As a full-on music player, because the music in Super Smash Bros. Is always really good. It takes music from like any other game, like you're playing The Legend of Zelda, okay, you can use that. You can use the Super Smash Bros. Music from the Wii U. I really did enjoy that music. It was so good. But yeah, at the end of the day, you really got to look at this thing with excitement and a warm heart, a fist open, saying, you know what? Nintendo, Michiru Sakurai, what do you have for us? Because I'm sure that any Super Smash Bros. Game, or any game as a whole that this man creates, is going to be a masterpiece. Because you could just look at it. Kirby Air Riders, masterpiece. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, masterpiece. Any other Super Smash Bros. Before that, masterpiece. Kirby, masterpiece. All of these games, they really are great, and I can't wait to see what in the world is happening with Super Smash Bros. I hope that I see my boy Link from A Link Between Worlds, because that right there would be cool. Anyways, what do you think about all of this? Let me know in the comment section down below and what you want to see in Super Smash Bros. Infinity. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. I hope that you have an amazing rest of your day. We are so close to 3,000 subscribers, so consider to hit the subscribe button if you like pretty much everything Nintendo. Pokemon, Zelda, Mario, Kirby, anything. Anyways, it helps me out a ton. I really appreciate it. Have a fantastic day and see you in the next one.